Hello guys, this is a Sunday dinner. Cook with me from start to finish. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you along with me and showing you what we are going to be having for Sunday dinner. So this is like a typical kind of meal that we have for Sunday dinner sometimes. So what I'm going to be making is jollof rice, 2 types of roast chicken, and I'm also going to be making some fried plantain and also some fried broiler chicken on the side. So as you can see, it's fully packed, so stay with me guys. So this is a cook with me from start to finish. So in front of you here you have long sweet red pepper, then the normal round one, 2 onions, and a couple of Scotch bonnet pepper because I'm making a lot of jollof rice. What to do first is wash this and cut it into pieces and blend it, so it'll be easy for my blender. So as you can see, the pepper is washed, so I'm going to slice it now and put into this blender. So I'm going to cut it into small pieces so it will be easy for my blender to blend it. So now I'm going to blend the onions and the tomatoes. So I'm pouring the onions in. I am going to blend the tomatoes. I'm blending 5 tomatoes for this jollof rice. And I'm not adding any water because the tomatoes has its own juice, so there's no need to add water. So I'm going to continue blending. I have 3 more to blend, then we'll go to the next stage because this cooking for today, it has a lot of stages. So I finished blending 2 chopped tomatoes in the can. It's the rice, guys. So that's the rice I'm going to use for this, to make this jollof rice. So it's washed. I washed it a lot of times, like 5-6 times, till it was clear. There was no white water on top. So guys, in front of you are the 2 roasting chicken that I'm going to be using. I'm going to do one in barbecue flavor and one in jerk flavor. So jerk basically is a Jamaican seasoning where it's spicy and hot. So if I don't get it very correct, please, Jamaicans, please don't come for me, oh please. So in this bowl, in one bowl is going to be the barbecue seasoning, and in the other bowl is going to be the jerk seasoning. So the first thing I'm going to do is do the barbecue seasoning. So the first one I am going to do is the barbecue. I'm just going to put barbecue sauce. So half of this bottle. I'm also going to put a teaspoon of garlic, actually 1.5 teaspoon of garlic to that. Then I'm going to add all-purpose seasoning. I'm putting a teaspoon of all-purpose seasoning. So I'm also going to put a teaspoon of garlic salt, just a little bit, half a teaspoon, because I already put garlic powder, so I don't want to make it too garlicky. So I'm putting 1 teaspoon of paprika. I'm also going to put a teaspoon. I'm just doing it by eye, but roughly a teaspoon, a heaped teaspoon of aromats. And last but not least, I'm putting some mixed herbs into this seasoning. So 1 teaspoon of mixed herbs. So that is the mixed herbs, guys. So I'm going to give that a mix, and I'm going to taste it to make sure there's not too much salt, because all this seasoning, they have their own salt. Let me taste it. I still need a tiny bit of salt, a tiny bit. I'll say half a teaspoon of salt. So that is the barbecue seasoning taken care of for the barbecue spice chicken. The next one I'm going to do is the jerk seasoning. Luckily, there's something called jerk seasoning, so it comes already with everything. So I might just need to jazz it up a bit, not too much. For this, I'm going to put the jerk seasoning. For this size of chicken, I'm putting 2.5 of jerk seasoning, because it's quite hot. Because I bought the hot and spicy one. And then also I'm going to be putting some lemon juice. So lemon juice, for some reason, brings out the flavor. So I'm now ready to season this chicken. Oh, I forgot to add honey. I need to add honey to the barbecue as well. So 2 teaspoons of honey. So it's a honey barbecue chicken, and the other one is a jerk chicken. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to the jerk, because when I tasted it, there was no salt at all, not a single salt. So that's it, guys. So the first one that I'm going to do is the barbecue. Then I'll wash my hand and then do the jerk. So I'm going to cut the skin of the chicken so the spice can go in. Right, so I have my gloves on, because this has, because I'm handling chicken. The first one that I'm going to do is the barbecue. So I'm pouring the rest over it now. I've already massaged it, so I'm just pouring the rest of the seasoning. So that's what it looks like. So I'm going to cover it and let it rest for about 30 minutes. Then we'll be ready to put this chicken in the oven to roast. So I'm going to go and wash my hands now and start on the jerk chicken. So I have finished with the barbecue, so I'm going to leave it to rest for 30 minutes to an hour, and I'm going to start on the jerk chicken. I'm going to season that now. So like I did with the other one, I already cut into the skin, so I'm going to put the seasoning on it gradually, and then I'm going to massage it into the chicken. I also have this chicken which I'm going to wash and then boil. I'll season it with just salt, pepper, and maybe thyme and mixed herbs. Then I'll boil that on the fire till it's cooked. Then I'm going to fry this. So we're going to be having Jello Fries, roast chicken, 2 types, so they can have whichever one they want. And then there's also going to be fried chicken. This is the hard chicken on the side, and fried plantain. And I'm also going to make just a little salad with grated carrots and cucumber, and that's it. So let me go and wash this chicken. I'm just going to put a bit of onions in it. So the chicken is cooking. It's nearly cooked, but not there. I think I'll be switching it up in the next 20 minutes. I want it to be soft, so I'll just fry it. But that'll be the last thing I'll do. So the chicken has been marinating for about an hour and a half. So I'm going to be putting the chickens in there. The first one that is going in is Mr. Jerk chicken. So that's going in here. It looks small, but it should be fine. It will definitely be fine. So, and the next one that's going to be going in after this will be the barbecue. So I'm just going to put the onions on top of it. So they're going to be going into the oven at gas mark 190 for about an hour. But I'm going to halfway through, I'm going to turn it to the other side so that can get brown as well. So the next one I'm going to put is the barbecue chicken. So that is going into the next tray. So Mr. Barbecue is going in here. There you go, Mr. Barbecue. So that's going in there. So as I did with the other one, I'm going to put the barbecue sauce on top of it. And halfway through, I'm going to turn it around so everywhere is brown. So the chicken is ready. So I'm switching it up. One of the reasons why I boil the chicken is so I can have some meat stock for the jollof rice. So that's a good idea, guys. Like if you don't have any meat stock or chicken stock, you can just boil some chicken. You don't have to use the chicken. You can just put the chicken, let it cool, put it in the freezer, and then just use the stock. But in my case, I'm going to be using the chicken. So I'm ready to cook the jollof rice, guys. In this pot, I have half a cup of vegetable oil. You can use any oil of your choice, canola oil, corn oil. So I'm going to put the onions in now. Next I am going to do is put in garlic paste. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of garlic paste. Then I'm going to put some aromats. 6 shakes is 1 tablespoon, so I'm putting 8 shakes. That's 2 tablespoons. I'm putting some mixed herbs. That's what I put before, the aromas. That's what it looks like, and that's the mixed herbs. Don's River. This is no. So I'm putting 1 teaspoon, 1 heap teaspoon. So 1 heap teaspoon is equal to 1 tablespoon in my book. So I'm also putting curry powder. The reason why I'm putting all these spices in is I'm putting 1 teaspoon of curry powder. No, actually 2 teaspoons. That's the curry powder I'm using. Don's River. I use Don's River a lot. I think they should sponsor me. I'm also using all-purpose seasoning. One teaspoon of all-purpose. And I'm going to give that a mix. The next thing I'm going to add is tomato puree. That is cereal tomato puree. I'm going to put everything because I want this jollof fries to be very red. I'm adding water. And lastly, I'm going to add some salt. Three teaspoons of salt, because this is a big pot of jollof fries. Yeah, the salt looks okay now. So hopefully I won't need to add any more. So I'm going to let that, I'm going to turn down the fire a bit so it doesn't burn. So I'm going to cover it and let the tomato puree get cooked a bit. Then I'll add the blended tomato, pepper and onions. So it's been cooking for about 15 minutes. So I'm now ready to add the chopped tomato, which is this. So I'm adding everything in. I want you guys to see it properly. So that is it. So I'm just going to give that a good mix and cover it, let it cook properly. The reason why I boiled the tomato puree so it doesn't give that tangy taste to the stew, the sauce, before I add the rice in. So I'm going to add some chicken stock cubes. I'm going to add 4. Actually, I've already added salt, so I'm only going to add 3. I'm going to cover it and let it cook for about 10 minutes, then I'll add the rice. So that's the rice. I'm going to add some of the stock from the chicken. So I'm going to leave that to cook on medium heat for about 20 minutes and I'll be switching that off. So when it's ready, then when everything is ready, then I'm going to fry the plantain. But now I'm going to fry the chicken. So I'm ready to fry this chicken now. While the jollof rice is cooking, I'm going to cover it with this pot lid so it doesn't spit everywhere. So let it fry there and be spitting on itself, not on me. Oh, it's very hot. Fried chicken is ready. I'm taking it out. So that's the jollof rice. It's ready. Taste it. It's soft. It's ready. So I'm going to be switching that up now. I'll just cover it up with the foil so it can continue to get hot and steam up, but with this turned off so it will still keep warm. So next I'm going to do is fry the plantain. So I've just checked on the chicken in the oven. It's 10 minutes to be ready. I'm going to fry the plantain now. And I've fried the chicken already. I'm going to cut the plantain now. Finish slicing the plantain. I'm just going to add a bit of salt just to bring out the taste of the plantain. So I'm going to be frying this soon, so I'm just going to cover it until I'm ready to fry it. At last, the Sunday dinner is ready. That's the jollof rice. It's ready. So at last the jollof rice is ready. It's cooked, it's soft, I've tasted it. So I'm gonna be, this is already switched off. It's just steaming up. I'm gonna show you the rest of, that is the rest of the stuff, guys. That's the plantain, the fried chicken, the cucumber and grated carrot, the jerk chicken, and the barbecue chicken. So this is the food, guys. So I'm going to be putting it on a plate and showing you how it looks on a plate. So guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.